Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
On March 31st, 1995, in the early morning, Yolanda would call Selena a third time and would try to schedule a meeting. But this time she would tell Selena that she had been over in Mexico seeing on the development of the third store that they were trying to build on the boutique over there. And Yolanda would tell Selena that while she was over there, she would actually be assaulted and raped by a stranger in the hotel room. And Selena, having a really big heart, would actually pick Yolanda up at the Days Inn Motel at Corpus Christi and would take her over to the hospital. But when they would get to the hospital, the doctors and the nurses would notice that they didn't really believe Yolanda's story of being assaulted. And with the combination of Yolanda giving Selena just different stories about coming up with proof that she hadn't embezzled the $30,000 and making up a story of being assaulted, it's at this point that Selena was pretty much done. It's around this time after the hospital visit that Selena would take Yolanda over to her hotel room at the Days Inn Motel. It's not sure exactly how everything went down in this hotel room, but being that the only person that can really say what happened is Yolanda, and Yolanda having a very big habit of being a liar, we can't really believe what she says. But it is speculated through authorities that when they arrived in the hotel room, Selena had pretty much had enough and had told Yolanda that she demanded that she show proof that she did not embezzle the money. And when Yolanda did not come with proof with her, it is around this time that Selena not only would fire her, but also end their friendship. Witnesses would testify that they would hear a firearm go off, and after this firearm would go off, it is said that they would find Selena running out of the room. It would run directly into the lobby where we first started our story, where the lobby manager would be doing everything in their power to try to help Selena, and it is said by investigation afterwards that there was a trail of blood about 350 feet from the hotel room to the lobby. Witnesses would also testify and say that as Selena was running out, Yolanda would be running after her with her firearm in hand, pointing it at Selena, screaming, "Bitch." And when Selena would run into the hotel room is around the time that Yolanda would run to her red truck. Now, while the managers were trying to get an ambulance for Selena, around this time, a cop would actually be driving, just doing normal drive traffic stops, and would notice the scene at the Days Inn Motel. And it's around this time that he would pull in and call for backup, to where there would be a standoff between Yolanda and the police for 9 hours. While they were having a standoff in this red truck with Yolanda, the doctors in the hospital would do everything in their power to try to help Selena. But unfortunately, they were unsuccessful. The autopsy report would show that when Selena was shot, it would be fatally, and the bullet trajectory would show that it would go from her back and would actually hit an artery in her heart and go through her chest. Selena was unfortunately pronounced unalive at 1:05 p.m. that day. When Yolanda would actually surrender after 9 hours with a standoff with the police, they would interrogate her, and she would claim that the shooting was a complete accident, and would say that she was not only being fired, but would also say that, she was losing her friend, and she would pull the firearm out and was threatening to unalive herself. And she would say that Selena was trying to stop her, and she would take the firearm and shake it as Selena was trying to stop her, and when she shook it, it would accidentally go off. But this would turn out to be a lie when they would go through the autopsy and show that the bullet entered through her back. And they would even ask her, if that is the case, how come the bullet trajectory did not go through her chest instead of her back? In October of 1995, a jury would convict Yolanda of first-degree murder, and she was sentenced to life in prison with a possibility of parole after 30 years in 2025. And an update is she actually just got her parole hearing this year, which she was denied the possibility of parole, which I have to say, good for her. The Warren would actually make a statement and say that there is no reason why she should ever be released from prison. On April 1st of 1995, they would actually do a service for Selena, where they would actually allow fans to come up and walk by the casket and sign the guest book. News started circulating that it wouldn't be Selena in the casket, so Selena's family would actually have an open casket so fans could actually walk up and see Selena. It's said that around 30 to 40,000 fans would actually line up to not only go by and view the casket, but over 78,000 people would actually sign the guest book, expressing their deepest condolences. George Bush, who was president at the time, would often refer to Selena's tragedy and compare it to other tragedies of celebrities as well, specifically John Lennon and Elvis Presley. Now, I'm not sure why they would include Elvis Presley, as he was not murdered and had actually passed away by just his lifestyle choices. But John Lennon, however, would be murdered by a crazed fan, and they would try to say that John Lennon's story in some ways wasn't very much different from Selena's, as Yolanda was a crazed fan and was obsessed with her. And because she got caught stealing money from her and the family and was losing the person she was obsessed over, that she would just inevitably try to take her life. It should be fair to say that Yolanda's opinion on Selena was nothing more than just someone that she could use and manipulate, and as someone to make money. And when she lost all that, it's speculated, and my opinion is one of these speculations, that Yolanda believed, if I can't have you, no one will. It honestly would not be the last time that we would hear about Selena, as People magazine would do a piece on Selena and her tragic unaliving, and to this day it would be one of the most popular sold People magazine articles to this day. Shock jock Howard Stern would make some very, very messed up opinions about Selena and would make statements like he didn't think Selena was that great and that her music wasn't that impressive. Not only would he openly mock Selena's music, he would compare it to Alvin and the Chipmunks having more soul than Selena. And during this radio session, he would also not only mock Selena, but he would openly mock the mourners that had actually walked up to her casket. And if that wasn't bad enough, he would actually play some of Selena's more popular songs, but he would actually have firearm shots being heard in the background of these songs. This would turn into complete outrage, where authorities would actually try to press charges against Howard Stern. But he would fight this case, and it would be said that he couldn't be arrested for his opinions on the radio because it would violate his amendment of free speech. Regardless if he had the right to speak his mind on what he believed, he still should have been more considerate about not only the feelings of Selena's family, but also her millions and millions of fans. In 2002, it was decided by courts that the firearm that was used to unalive Selena should be destroyed completely and thrown into the Bay of Corpus Christi. Fans and historians really disagreed with this decision, as they believed that it was a crucial piece of history and should not have been destroyed and preserved in a museum. Regardless, it's a complete shame what happened to Selena, as if she were alive today, it's no doubt in my mind that she would have been a legend in the music industry. May she forever find rest in peace.